Hashem Yahushua Hashem Rakach Kadash, all praise, honor, and glory go to the Most High Yahweh, in the name of His Son Yahushua. Back to you, another quick hit. I'm coming from the book of Sirach 40:28. I did a video earlier about needing help. You know, when you need help, I was just using it as like a kind of like a metaphor, just to help out those who are afraid to ask for help. But here's the other side of this. You know, that's why I said it's not really about money. You know, in Sirach 40:28, it says, "My son, lead not a beggar's life, for it's better to die than to beg." Meaning, like, you know, if you got yourself in a situation that you got yourself in, you know, it's best just to, you know, play it all out. Because at the end of the day, you know, you got people who wait until the last minute to ask for help, and then they ask for the whole change. You know, like somebody who just was late on their rent, and then they wait for 6 months to ask for help for rent when they're 6 months behind. You know, things like that. You know, it's better just to die and just deal with your situation the way it is. That's what the scripture's saying. Now, the death maybe not be physical, but just, you know, dealing with the situation for what it is. Verse 29 says, "The life of him that depended on another man's table is not to be counted for a life, for he polluted himself with other men's meat. But a wise man will beware thereof. Begging is sweet in the mouth of the shameless, but in his belly there shall burn a fire." You see? So, you know, a man has to work to eat. You know, that's something that we all got to do as men. Keep that on our mind. Even in Babylon, women have to work pretty much to eat, because, you know, even though, you know, in the kingdom they're not going to be working, and, you know, the men shouldn't be working either. You know, if it's going to be anything, it's probably going to be overseeing some things. But we're in slavery now, so, you know, you got to make sure that, you know, you're taking care of yourself and not living that beggar's life. I wanted to jump to this scripture real quick. This is Acts 15:20. And this is just something that, you know, you got to keep in mind when you come into this truth, because you're not going to know everything, but you can basically keep these things right here as far as just, you know, things that you should be doing. It says, "But shall write to them to abstain from the things polluted by idols." You can stay away from idols, and from sexual immorality, no adultery, you know, and no sodomy, and from what has been strangled, and from blood. You don't have to be eating blood. You got to watch your diet. These are the simple things that we need to be changing as we continue to, you know, get to know this truth. For those that's coming into this truth, just simple rules. You know, you're not going to be able to do the whole law, but, you know, these simple things we should be able to do. So it's a twofold scripture. Hope we get the message across. Hope it's edifying to someone out there. And with that, just give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, Hashem Rakach Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, the teachers, the preachers, the priests, the bishops that came before me, taught